let's keep it a stack. The man himself said, I have to cater to two different categories. So he was interviewed on Rap Radar, and Elliot Wilson and B Dot. And they asked him that, you're Drake, man, you're such a good rapper, man. When will we finally get that rap album from top to bottom, where it's a complete and utter rap album? And he said, yeah, look, man, I've got to cater for the guys, I've also got to cater for the girls as well. That in itself confirms what Mos Def said. If you're hip hop, you're rap. Because you see, this is a tricky thing. Because hip hop by nature can't be popular. Like hip hop is almost like an independence film. An independence film can't make a billion. Some may, which is a rarity, but most independent films can't make a billion because when you have so much artistic integrity and you're taking such risks and you are unabashed in what you're putting out with no filter, that isn't palatable to a mass audience. Pop music, hence why it's called popular music, is palatable to a mass audience. Now, Drake earlier on may have been like a rap hip hop guy, wanted to be respected by rap, but in 2024, right now, Drake is not hip hop. He's not. He is a pop star, one of the biggest pop stars that we've ever seen. So to say anything otherwise doesn't make any sense because you see, this is a case of trying to have your cake and eat it. Of you want to be the pop guy who will now break all the number ones of Michael Jackson, but at the same time you want to be respected by the hip hop guys. His last album that came out, Joe Budden criticizes it. What does he do? He now releases like a rap EP of just rap. Drake, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. It is either or. Either you are hip hop or you're pop. You can't be both. Now, you're a hybrid. And that is what makes you unique because you're a hybrid. You're a guy who raps and sings. But the issue is, even you being a hybrid still puts you in the pop category. It is just what it is. It is just what it is. When you think of the likes of a KRS-One, a Rakim, a Mos Def, a Common, a Pheromone, that is true essential hip hop. But then you see, you can have famous hip hop guys like Snoop Dogg now. 50 Cent, a clear example. You see, those guys, you can say, fall into hip hop because they've released rap albums. Now, they're now popular hip hop. It's now a more mainstream form of hip hop, but it is still within that realm. Because if you look at the likes of NWA, you look at Tupac, you look at even Eminem, hip hop by nature is against the system. It is something that is challenging the system. It is something that people want to try and ban. Drake right now is very calculated because everything he does is because he always wants to be, okay, what's the new hottest thing? Who is the new hottest star? I want to now try and feature with them. So even how he thinks as an artist is completely at odds with what it is to be hip hop and what it is to be in that hip hop realm. And guys, it is just what it is. There's nothing to hate there. It is just what it is. So I don't understand how Drake fans are like, oh my gosh, how can you be saying this when it's like the man himself said, when last did Drake release a rap album? Not an EP, not a mixtape. From top to bottom, an official release where it is rap from top to bottom. I can't remember when last he released a major rap album where every single track is rap. Again, not a mixtape, not an EP, an official album where this is my official release and it is completely rap. Because he said himself in a freaking interview that I have to cater for both. I've got to cater to the R&B crowd and I want to cater to the rap crowd. So I have to have a hybrid of both. And that has always been his selling point. And I think the issue that I've always had with Drake is that, because look, Thank Me Later, that's on my playlist. I think that's a great album. I listen to the album again and again and again. That is from just a musical point of view, it's a great album. But even in that's not a rap album. That's a hybrid. that is a hybrid of an album. I can't call that album hip hop or rap. It's just a good musical album. Like Black on Both Sides, that's rap. And the issue is that Drake can't. And again, see, for me, hip hop essentially, if you want to keep it a stack, hip hop essentially, you have to be saying something. Essentially, because when you just look at rap and where rap came from, especially when rap really exploded, were guys who were talking about their upbringing, their neighborhood, their environment, and pretty much using that as therapy of now talking about the issues that they're having. So for hip hop and rap, it's something that really represents a community. For Drake, like Drake, I told you he's a calculated pop star. When has Drake said anything controversial? And let's even keep it between both of these guys right now. Compare a Black on Both Sides to anything Drake has done. Now, musically, from a musical point of view, you may say, oh no, Drake musically, his albums may be better than Black on Both Sides. But for pure content, message, what you're saying, stuff that you're putting out there, Black on Both Sides is on a whole other level. Black on Both Sides is on a whole other level. That is why it is seen as one of the seminal, great classic hip hop albums that have never been released. But for Drake, because Drake doesn't want to anger the white crowd, the black crowd, the men or the women, in his albums, he's never said anything. He's just there entertaining. He's merely just there entertaining. So that is why you have to understand, from Mos Def's point of view, when you look at the stuff that he's put out and what he raps about, what else is he supposed to say about Drake? How the heck can he look at Drake and say that is hip hop? Because from Mos Def's point of view, it's like, this guy, you're not saying anything. And that's why he says that you're not going to hear any track from Black on Both Sides in a major like freaking department store or a shopping store, because of the kind of stuff the guy is saying. Bro, this guy, one of the songs is Elvis Ain't Rock and Roll, that whites stole rock and roll, that blacks invented it, and they just put a white guy called Elvis who couldn't dance to pretty much be the face of rock and roll. So these are the kinds of things that he was saying. And for Drake, he's never going to say, because Drake, that is why, like, Drake, you just have to accept who you are. Like, you are way more famous than Mos Def. You've made more money, you've sold more records, you're a much bigger star. But your content has no substance. It's popular, it's pop, it's fluff. It's stuff you can put into the club, dance to, and just to get you in a vibe. There is zero substance to it. There is nothing within his lyrics. There's nothing like, wow, like, that's something to think about. Like, for Mos Def, that substance, that stuff, you're like, man, dissect, talk about what was he saying there? What did he really mean? Let's now think. Because, bro, before Mos Def said that stuff about rock and roll, many ignorant people thought, oh, rock and roll, that's just white people. Until he put it out there on a track, and I said, wait a minute, hang on. For those who didn't know or may have forgotten. So, look, man, Drake, just accept who you are. You're a pop star. It is crazy to put Drake as hip hop, specifically Drake in the same hip hop category as someone like freaking Mos Def.